Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about TV shows, movies, and music, and any other interesting topic. Today's episode is going to be about the new Miley Cyrus album, Younger Now. I don't think there was a deluxe version. We didn't miss it this time.
Nah.
And okay, so overall, this album was not a typical Miley Cyrus album. At least from what I remember, from what I heard, because the last full album I listened to her was Bangers, which was her last studio album. It was very much country influence, and I actually think that's where her voice shines. So I had no problem with the country influence. Um, but I'll give this album a B. I think she could have took a little bit more risk on some of the songs, but I had no problem with her singing. Some I had a problem with some of the beats on the songs, or I felt like some songs could be better. But overall, I was okay with this album. What do you think about it, Michael?
Um, Full disclaimer, as I usually have to do, I'm a guy on the outside looking in. Like, even the typical Miley stuff isn't always the stuff that would like resonate with me. Like the most it'll do is like have her top hits get catchy for me. I've never been through an entire one of Miley's albums before, so it was interesting to go through this one. It wasn't a very lengthy one, but it was still interesting to see the other Miley that's not as exposed to mainstream media or whatever. Not media as far as like her herself, but like her music at least, like the stuff that you won't really hear on the radio. Like I think this album actually deserves a B plus for me because I feel like okay, granted I know that this isn't the typical Miley stuff. I feel like Shanique is right. Like your voice fits this genre right here very very well. And I can't really argue. Like country is not my thing, but I can always give credit to a good singer when I hear one, and that's really where I'm at with this.
Okay, so let's do our top three. So my number three. I guess I have it split, but I'm gonna give it to Thinking. It was very funky, like, and it was like country mixed with rock and roll, and it had me nodding my head. It was the first real catchy song for me. I this I don't know it would be play on a pop station, but I could see it play on a country station, if that makes sense. Majority of this album I can see it play more on a country station, but because she's Miley Cyrus, they might play it on both. It might cross over, and it stuck. It was very it instantly caught my attention, and I had no issues with it. A little bit on the repetitive side, but it wasn't enough to annoy me. So yeah, Thinking is my number three. Do you have anything to say about Thinking, or is it in your top three?
I'll talk about it in a second.
Okay, okay. What's your number three?
My number three would actually go to and I know this is controversial, but my number three is actually Malibu because
Ah, yes, I love that song.
granted it's like one of her now current biggest songs next to Wrecking Ball. And because like I don't really do the country moves too much. I kind of felt this one. It was cool. It was definitely worthy of being her main hit, and I see why it is. It's definitely like a radio hit you can play on like several different kind of stations. It'll fit in a lot of places, and that's why I fell in with it.
Okay, number two. My number two is Bad Mood.
Okay.
It was actually oddly, and I couldn't decide what genre it was trying to be because it was elements of country, but then the elements of rock and roll, then was elements of pop. So I was like, I don't know what genre this is, but I'm okay with it. You know, it's really just a really badass song, and she has a little part where she builds up at the end, like she does this little like low singing, higher singing, and then she hits like a really strong note,
Mm.
and she keeps doing that for the rest of the song, and I actually really do love that. So that was really good. She ended the song really strongly, and she started off like really strongly, and again, it's one of those songs that caught my attention and probably raised the bar on this album for me. I think she was really good on this song. And her voice sounded amazing, and I like the beat for it. What's your number two?
My number two will actually go to the title song, "Younger Now."
Ah,
Um, I don't think we've ever come across an album with their title song being the very first song, and if we have, because my memory does not,
we
it ain't
probably
perfect.
have. I feel like
Yeah,
we have.
that's what I'm saying. I just can't recall it right now. But if we have, then so be it. I'm wrong, but I like that one was the first one, and I do like the song itself. Like it was this wasn't one of the country one of the more country ones, but I could see reasons why someone could say that her voice definitely has a range for both country, both like the hardcore pop stuff that she's been doing, and I don't know. I just kind of like seeing how much she can adapt to each kind of style because that just kind of makes her a threat. Bleh, eating my words. Sorry guys. That kind of makes her a threat in a whole bunch of realms right there, and it's pretty cool for me to see that.
Yeah, and like Younger Now is not my top three, so it's it's kind of a hippie song. But I guess that's what she was going for. It has like an
Hmm.
'80s vibe as well, and to me, it's a vintage pop, like Madonna old school type song, you know. And as the song went along, it got better. So I definitely agree. Younger Now is a really good choice. Now, my number one. It's funny enough, it's your number two, I think. Or is it your number three? Malibu is my number one.
That's my number three. Yeah.
Okay, so again, this was another hippie song, but for some reason, for something that's so slow, it keeps my attention. Like, it makes me just want to, like, light a lighter and just wave my hands in the
I thought,
air.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that. I was like, whoa, hold up.
Not weed, not weed.
I was like, not that kind of podcast. Hold up,
No, no,
guys.
no, no, no. And it's a perfect song to actually end a concert with, in my opinion. To like slow down the crowd and just end a concert with this song. So I
Mm.
really enjoyed Malibu. What is your number one? Even though I
You
think
already know
I
what it
know
is.
it.
Yeah, I already told you.
Oh, it's the one I picked, right? Thinking.
Yep, that's my number one. I feel like this is definitely the outlier on this album because of how funky it was, like Shanique said. And I was like, this is probably the one song on this album that was the most catchy to me. Like,
Yeah.
if as much credit as I give her on Miley for this album, I feel like this song is probably gonna go way under the radar. Cause I'm like, this is a good one. Like, we already talked about all the different kind of genres you covered, and now you're throwing some funk in there. Like, go ahead, Joe. Get this song exposed. Give thinking a chance, guys.
Yeah, Thinking's a really good song. All right, so let's talk about the OD country song on this album, Rainbow Land.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
featuring the one and only Dolly Parton, and it's very country, like home on the range type country, and but it's very fitting of her voice. Like I always said, country is really good on her voice. Um, and I like the duet. Dolly Parton, even though she was featured on it, she let Miley shine on the record. She's a legend, but she's like, this is your song, and I'm here to support you. And I like that
Hmm.
how they did the duet. What do you think about Rainbow Land?
Oh yeah, definitely country as fuck. Um, the intro was kind of telling about where the song was gonna go. Like Dolly there, even with her talking, you can hear the Southern Belle accent going on, whatever with her. And I'm like, I already know what's about to happen. This is the part that like I knew there's gonna be some country on this album because I've heard word about it. And I was like, this is where it gets turned up to 11. And they did. But here's my thing. Like I said, as much as country is not my thing, I give credit where credit is due. They work great together, in my opinion. Because I feel like, how she is one of the mentors on, what's her show again? The
The
Voice?
voice, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Dolly Parton is like potentially Miley's mentor, and I feel like she did a really good job like keeping up and working with her in synergy on the song. So I'm like, what, good for them and good for this song because I feel like people from maybe two different generations can find something in it for real.
Yeah, and Dolly Parton is her godmother, so
Oh, okay, that I did not know.
Yeah. Um, but like I said, because of how country is, it might not be for everyone if you really
Hmm.
can't stand country music. But it's funny because I found myself just bobbing my head to it. Because at first when it started, I was like, whoa, this might be a little bit team too much for me. But I really enjoyed the song. Um, so one of the weaker tracks, in my opinion, on this album is "Weak Without You," which is
Really,
it's
I kind of like
also
this one.
like maybe 'cause I didn't like the beat at all, and there were parts of the song where the beat was louder than her voice, and I never liked that on any type of record. But I will say this: there's some sus lyrics in here. This is a very harsh song. There's one lyric where I had to write it down because I was like, damn, if someone tells you that, you should break up.
Yeah.
She goes, "If I spend a week without you, I will have fun." And I was like, damn. So just this person being gone, your life is 10 times better. So why are you with them? That's what I don't understand.
Oh, real.
Yeah, it's a really like a harsh song. It went left. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a sweet song. No, she pulled a Demi Lovato, sorry not sorry type song on there.
Yeah, that's literally
And
the vibe I got from it too.
yeah, and like, but she said it's so much nicer than Demi did. Low key shade. It was like low key shade.
I
So,
can definitely see
what do you
that.
think about Week Without You?
First of all, catching a little bit of echo over here, but okay, I'm good now. But yeah, first of all, when I first saw the title of the song, I thought it meant weak as in WEAK. Like I just glanced at it and like went through with the song. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a sweet song about her, not being at full strength without her significant other. Oh, typical love song. And then I misunderstood, and it was like, oh, like a week without you, and I'm gonna be having fun. Context aside, you should not, regardless of any girl telling you that, just get out their way. They clearly ain't interested. But I didn't mind the song at all. Like I actually would even put it as an honorable mention to me for me at least. Because this is one of the other songs that I actually wouldn't mind coming back to on this album.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's kind of shady, but I love it. I love the song. I don't know what the guy did, but I
I
guess
don't
that
know,
ring.
girl. I don't know. The younger females making albums these days, just going through some things with guys, man. I'm like, what are we doing wrong, yo? Can we like all have a meeting to figure out why all these girls making albums about us, talking about how we ain't shit? Like, what are we doing wrong? What can we as a people do to fix the problem that they're having with us right now? Because
Apparently they ain't fuckboys because I don't understand.
maybe,
Maybe, yeah. All right, next song. Miss You So Much. Now this is what I thought Week Without You was.
yeah,
It was. It's clear. It's like so weird. It's a weird transition. It went go, oh, Week Without You,
I was gonna say
I'll
the
have
same
fun,
thing.
and then it's like, I miss you so much, and I'll die for you, and that's the next one. But, um, again, another country influenced song. It has a pickup, like it has this build up that I didn't even know was happening, and then she belts this note that came from nowhere, but I really like it. She sounds amazing. It's a little bit depressing on how she sings, even though I know it's not a sad song. I think it's supposed to be a love song, but it's a little bit on the, you know,
Hmm.
slower, depressing side. What about you? Miss you so much.
This is one of them things where it's like I agree with you about her belting out them notes. It's like Miley is a low key like good ass singer. Like people probably just don't give her credit for it because like she's doing mostly like the pop stuff, and you don't really like let your voice shine on pop. But like this is one of the songs where it kind of hit me as well. And I was like, I was expecting to be like this kind of like what we saw on Demi's last album, where it's like mostly just singing to like show another side of her. I kind of felt like that was going to be the direction that she was going to go in with this one. But it didn't. But I'm glad that this song was here because it kind of like bridges a gap between the different kind of music styles going on in the album. Not necessarily one of my favorite songs on to be honest, but I like I said, I'll give credit to the good singing. Maybe the music itself wasn't for me altogether, but like yeah, it was okay for me.
Alright, next song, I Would Die for You. That's a strong ass title. Like when I read,
Hmm.
when I read it, I was like, all right, he better be the shit. That's all I got to say. That's
Like,
all
is he
I
worth it
need.
though? Right.
Is he worth it though? But I first note I wrote was country influence all day, every day. There was like this could be a straight up country song. There's not much pop in it. It's just a really sad country song. Not even sad. I guess romantic, but I don't know. Side note, I don't find it romantic someone say they die for you. Could that feel I feel pressured. If that makes sense.
How do you feel pressure? They're gonna die for you.
No,
You get to
because then
live.
it's like then I gotta live up to the potential that they saw in me. Because like if I have someone who's willing to die for me, and let's say they actually die for me, I can't do nothing wrong after that. Because then that means that person wasted their life. That's pressure. I don't want it. I don't want it. Throw it back. Throw it back.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you about that one. You might be on your own.
What? I'm serious though. It's like
Hey, it's probably one of the greatest gestures anybody could give to
yeah.
another
I
human
mean,
being. Like that's what like parents say to their kids. That's not what when a parent says it.
okay, yeah, but like you don't want to let your parent down. So would you not want to let the person down too?
How am I letting them down?
I'm saying, let's say, as your life's going, you're gonna be more mindful of your choices and stuff like that. Like you wanna make sure that you don't let them down, cause you don't want
I
them
mean, I see.
all I'm saying is like you don't want them to like die for you. Let's say they actually die for you, and then you ain't shit afterwards. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you're thinking way deeper than I am. I think the actual gesture is supposed to mean. Because I get that, but like you can't. It's not about what is ahead to pre pressuring yourself on. Like if someone dies for you, the fact of the matter is you're alive and like they literally did one of the greatest things a human can do for another person. In my opinion, I don't know. I think that's something sweet. Like husbands say to wives all the time, and vice versa. Parents say to kids, and soldiers say to the citizens.
Yeah, but
People
you
do
want
it all the time. And if they do die for me, then yes, it's my responsibility to not be a piece of shit later in life. But you get the chance to fix that regardless. Like the longer you're alive, the more chance you have to fix that.
I mean,
So
there's a limit though. Eventually, you're gonna be too old.
I just don't see me having that problem, but that's okay. Different
I mean,
strokes.
I won't have that problem, but I don't want someone to say that to me. Like, I don't care if you think it, but I don't know. I'm just like, or when someone says I can't live without you, or I'm not complete without you. I've never liked any of those type of extreme sayings. They're sweet, I'll agree, but I'm not the type of girl who likes hearing that. That just sounds really extreme.
Yeah, like I said, yo, we're just different folks.
That yeah, like that type of romantic talk, like that's a little bit too extreme for me. But to each their own. To each their own. Anyway, what do you think of the song "I Would Die for You"? Tangent
Um,
reverted.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go back on the tangent, but I will say that it's definitely like a strong saying for someone, and definitely was a country ass song too.
Mm,
Um, no real notes being belted in this one, but it didn't really need that for it to be a good song anyway. Because I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who's into this genre, and I'm like, this is probably the stuff that they're probably gonna be into. Like, it's not too often you hear Miley slowing herself down. Other than this album right here, because I feel like there's only one song that was kind of like had a good pace or tempo to it, which was Thinking,
well, Bad
and
Mood too. Bad Mood
and,
was
and Blood, yeah, and Bad Blood. Wait, Bad Mood. Sorry, Bad Mood. You're right. I was saying Bad Blood. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
we
it's like
got
it's the vast minority on the album is what I'm trying to say. That's not something people really know Miley for. Like, it's one of them things. If you like the new transition she's going through right now with like the slowing down of her songs or whatever, or maybe you just like the intensity of the lyrics a little more. Maybe you're way more of a romantic than Shanique is, and you actually like find this as a good gesture. Go for it. This is
I'm
something.
not yo, I'm not saying it's a bad gesture. It's just
Well, no,
don't say it to me.
ain't nobody shading you, man.
I don't know. I felt type shade.
Felt attacked, Shanique.
Yes. I felt attacked. I felt attacked. I'm not saying it's a bad gesture. I just saying don't tell me this.
It's not your gesture. I know. I get it. I feel you.
Even if I might do it, I'm never gonna tell a person I will do it. That's all my thing. Next song, "Love Someone." I actually really enjoyed this song, and it was like my honorable mention. It has a very rock and roll feel. It's more rock and roll than country to me, and the note she hits at the end is amazing. It made me bob my head, and it was so close to being in my top three. It's catchy as hell. Like "Thinking," "Bad Mood," and "Love Someone," I think are the most catchy songs on this entire album. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not sure which one would be best for a single. But yeah, I really like "Love Someone." What about you? What do you think of "Love Someone"?
Last one was pretty good too. Coming off of things like "I would die for you" and "Miss you so much," I'm like, oh, okay, this is a very romantic direction you're taking this in. And I wish I paid more attention to the song list before I even started this, so I can even realize that. Because I was like, um, once you're known for like doing all the wild style type stuff that Miley's been doing, it's kind of weird to like see mostly like country ballads happening on this album, and
Mhm.
it's like, okay, sure, definitely a left, but it was a good left. And normally, to be honest, like because I wasn't into Miley so much, I thought this album would definitely not be for me. And I'm not gonna say it even is, but I can like I said, yo, I definitely put respect on people who can like hit notes like Miley can when she's actually taking herself seriously.
Yeah, and like for me, like I thought one of her best songs, and she released a single, but I didn't like that video. But is "Adorn You" from her last album. It's a
Hmm.
really slow down type of song, and it really shows her voice. She just that video was just horrible for it. It was even "Wrecking Ball." I think it's a very good song. I just don't like the video, so I don't watch the video at all for that. Um,
Yes.
what?
No, no, I just want to say that video. I don't know if I've ever said it on this podcast before, but videos was one thing that I'm so far behind on that they're like way off of my judging, my like my opinion, my skill of opinion. Let's just say that. Can't even speak today. I don't know what's going on, guys. But yeah, like I don't know, videos they're just like kind of there. Like I get if you want to be like really artsy and put something cool in it, like maybe you want to like make it animated or something weird like gorillas. But I don't know. I'm actually curious to know what the video you're talking about though, just to see what's going on. 'Cause I thought it was gonna ruin the song for me since I don't know where I'm gonna fall
No,
on anyway. But
it didn't ruin the song. I just don't like it. So I still listen to the songs. I just won't watch those videos.
got you.
Next one. "She's Not Him." Now here's the thing. I kind of like what she did here. Because Miley Cyrus, she came out as bisexual. So the title makes sense. Because I was like, because as you listen to it, she's like, she's not him, he's not him. Basically saying all these people are not the one that she wants. And it is a love song, but she's still like putting herself out there, and I do like that. Because I think this is probably the first song where she referenced her sexuality directly in the title like this, so I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I had no idea what she's not him meant until you just said that. I'm like, I don't really. It's weird. Well, there's only like a handful of like celebrities I know like so much about. Like you can even tell it about me with Demi Lovato or someone else that we did in the past. But like that made no sense to me when I first heard it. But until I started listening to the lyrics, I thought she meant that just she's not like people in the crowd aren't the person that she's looking for. I didn't really get the she context until you just said it, which when I think about it, I should have known better. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, it's still pretty cool though. Actually didn't really mind the song itself when I started listening to it. And the one thing about the song that I can say about all the other ones, like even Molly's best songs, where like she's singing really great, is nothing quite blew me away. Like I think the most interesting thing on the album, to be honest, was her and Dolly Parton, and that's the song that I'm probably like way out of my comfort zone with country music. But like she only had like one thing on the album that blew me away, and that's like just her being with Dolly Parton and seeing that synergy happen on the album. And that's kind of what I felt here. There's nothing to blow me away. I kind of wanted something to impress me, but that's fine.
Well, I think for this album, she was trying to go for like, if you listen to Younger now, the vibe of the album makes sense. It's just supposed to be like a really smooth album. She's not really trying to like show like a vocal range or anything. The album is like oddly enough like very peaceful. Like, if you just want an album to chill with, this is the perfect album for that. Like, I wouldn't. It's not really to like make you dance or anything. It's just to like, you know, chill out and listen to. Nothing really like overall make you sad or something like that. Unlike Adele's album, she be trying to make people cry and shit on her
Okay,
albums.
she be going through things, man.
She only 25. She don't look 25, and I know she has a baby too, but she's only 25. She's our age. How's she going through shit?
You don't know her
That's
life.
true. That's true, but I don't know. I don't know how you go through so much in a short amount of time to have 3 albums worth of it. But hey, again, I don't know her life.
Mm,
Closing song, Inspired. I actually thought this was a perfect choice for this album to close the album with. It's a perfect song choice. It's very uplifting. And when I first heard it, I was like, this is a very good song. It has a really good message, and I like her voice on it. What about you?
I felt pretty much the same way. I do feel like this was a good closer as well, which on this podcast I'm kind of a stickler for. But I ain't gonna tell nobody how to do their jobs and nothing. But when you do it, you kind of want to leave a good, lasting impression. And this one did a good enough impression on me. And yes, that's really why I fell in with it for real. I have no problem with that, to be honest.
Alright, let's give our closing statements. Alright, overall, guys, I say that if you're a typical Miley fan, I think you can see from Malibu that this album's gonna be kinda completely different from Bangers. But I still think you enjoy it. It's very country influenced, so that's probably the only thing that may or may not turn people off. But I say give it a try because even though there's a lot of country influence, she sounds amazing on it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. What about you?
Yeah, if you're not exposed to Miley singing like I've been talking about, like you might have seen it on maybe The Voice or maybe when she was singing with Ariana Grande. Like if you haven't really experienced that, then this might be for you. Unless like you're part of the diehard pop camp who don't really know how they might feel about this transition. I say, hey, if you're into her, this is something you kind of always have to listen to. You need to know what kind of range your favorite artists have, and she definitely has something to offer for that.
Yeah, I agree. So, guys, let us know. Do you agree with our opinion about her Miley Cyrus album, Younger Now? Um, Leave us comments. On all we're on like every type of app as for Least Pub Podcasting at Echo Underground Podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, everything. um,
Yeah,
uh, we're everywhere. You can also send us suggestions at Echo Underground Podcast at gmail.com. We're on Twitter, so you can send us tweets. Say, hey, check out this new artist, or we agree. We already have people starting to do that, and that's really good. We want to hear from you guys. You can leave comments, you can like our tweets, whatever. And our handle is Echo U Podcast. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
see ya.